We've just spent the last 5 minutes trying to come up with something interesting and spiffy intro for Love is Blind, but we can't because love is apparently still bland, although it got a little better. Someone put some like oregano up in this.
Herbs de Provence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think we're going back to Minnesota for Love is Blind.
No, I don't think so.
Does anybody know?
Hi. Every woman should move to Minnesota. All these men, except for Dave, obviously, are so into these women. You know how we always say that like dudes need to love the girl just like a little bit more because like women are just sort of like, you can count on us, just stay in it no matter what.
Yeah.
All these dudes are like super into these ladies. And is Minnesota like the best kept secret for the single ladies?
I think you're watching a different TV show.
Did we lose everything?
I don't know. That's the fun part.
Don't worry, nobody panic.
We're still here. What do they do in Minnesota? I know nearby they make cheese.
Minneapolis is the #1 city for reading books. Very literate city.
Explains it all. Like and subscribe. Join us next season of Love is Blind. Actually, on the real though, there is 2 in the can. One that we're watching now. Sorry. One that I've been napping through now. It's my nap time. And then does anybody know where the next one that they have already filmed, like what city that takes place in?
I don't know.
You're just pleased with mini happiness?
Okay, that's a lie. That's not a true thing.
That's what Taylor calls it.
Yeah,
mini
Taylor's
happiness.
a liar.
That's why I'm telling you. I feel like it's a secret that we don't know. Like
I've been to Minnesota.
like their biggest 2 problems in this show is like, oh, she dated someone for 2 months, friends with benefits, and the other one is, oh, a girl did a TikTok about how she dated me 4 years ago and we never hooked up. Like these are the problems of mini happiness. What are we doing here? Are we just like in the worst like dating, like the dating horror story capital of America? This is all they're dealing with in mini happiness.
Wait, can we just rewind? And we're going to be all over the place because it's too much for me to try to parse all this out.
Yeah.
I think the most and I need to do a deep dive on Lauren and Dave because to me they're the most interesting couple currently.
Yeah, I think we save them for the end though.
Okay.
Because they are like the ones that have the most just like,
what in the actual fook is happening?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's actually probably pretty clear what's happening.
No, but like how is this
you
happening?
Said it
How are
in
we
the last episode? Like we'll save it for the end.
Okay.
But I think you nailed that one in the last one.
We have a great comment from that too.
Okay, then I'm going to save the thing I think is the most shocking about the Lauren friends with benefits
tuned.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Now you're real hooked in now.
Yeah. Guess we didn't need to come up with those 3 exciting things.
I mean, I really don't even have that many notes because Joey and Monica, right? They're so friggin' cute.
So cute.
I think they have great sex. I think that she's into him. He's into her. His accent kills me. I think it's adorable.
Yeah.
I think her sister hates him, but I think her sister would hate anybody.
She's got to
And
go.
who cares?
They can get rid of that sister. Keep the boyfriend. Like as soon as they were with I was like, oh yeah, no, that's, you guys belong together.
Married
the family is together. It looks like you guys have been buddies and like, it looks like this is the 87th time you've been to this house. The sister?
Yeah, she needs.
Okay, listen.
She's
got that.
And I love that he called her out and was like, I think your sister might be a little jealous.
You guys.
She did say, I'm the older sister. I should be getting married before you. Says who?
Yeah,
that
says
is the most
who?
ridiculous rule I've ever heard of in my life.
Says
Okay, Nat has something to say.
She older sister.
Okay, first of all, she's clearly got that older sister complex that is like just like is sick of everyone. Oh, the younger sister just is free spirit, just does whatever she wants. Everything comes so easy to her. Like that's a thing. Younger sister Monica is way hotter than the older sister. Like that's a thing. She also met her boyfriend through. She was first dating Monica. Yeah, he was first like talking, whatever, probably like on Tinder or AIM.
Don't tell Dave. He's going to be real pissed for Monica's sister.
Oh, yeah.
You talked to someone before you dated another person?
Yeah.
You whore!
He's such a, oh my God. That's clearly not an origin story that I'm sure the older sister loves. Oh, I met my, boyfriend now because he was first dating my sister. But what she probably, like the narrative she probably likes about it is, but he chose me. Like I was picked.
But one of the coolest marriage stories I've ever heard is I've told before. I used to work with a producer, and her mom went out on a blind date with a dude, and like basically halfway through dinner or like towards the end of dinner, the guy was like, "Listen, this was fun and all, but I think you should go out with my brother." And the lady was like, "What?" And he's like, "Can you just trust? Like, please just go with me on this." Go on a date with my brother. I know this is freaking weird, but like, trust me. And they did. They've been married like in 40 years. They have 3 kids. And like, that's a cool story.
Absolutely.
And this could be that same story. So like,
It could be.
I think there's something going on with this sister.
Okay, but listen. So that's the narrative that I'm sure that this sister likes is like, oh yeah, he met my sister, but then like he met me and like, come on. Well, the other side of that is like, that didn't work out. So I'm, prize 2 or whatever. Or the worst one is he's playing the long game, sticking around to eventually get Monica.
Which is what Joey jokingly
Right,
said.
which is what Joey said, which hilarious. Joey, not your joke to make on day 1 of meeting this family. Your job here is to make fans.
Compliment the sock bin. Okay, that's probably why the sister hates you.
Compliment the song, Ben. Play your fiddle and your whatever that thing
Thanksgiving
is.
number 7, you can roll out he's just waiting to get back into your good graces.
Exactly. Right now, this sister, this youngest daughter, is getting hitched to a long-haired Tarzan in 3 weeks. Like, just not the time for, be yourself, but the version that everyone likes. Already, the sister's already got her complex going on. So I just think that it was just like a really bad call on his part. And I don't think that happens on accident. I think Joey and the sister, which is probably why Monica likes Joey so much, they have a very strong-willed personalities, both of them. So the second those 2 mothers came into existence, their energies were bumping from the jump. Like they were not, this is not going to be like a perfect match of a brother-in-law, sister-in-law. This is
your
great.
family already.
Yeah, they are gonna have issues, and so I just think that that was a shitty move on Joey's part. Funny. I think the mom and the dad were loving it. Had a great time with it. The fact that the mom even brought it up. Why'd you do that? Whatever. All fine. But Joey, you're the one trying to make new friends. So I just think that he could have just chilled back a little bit.
That's currently their biggest problem, which means they have no problems. Because the sister's probably always been a little
Oh yeah, no, she's totally that way, but it doesn't take a rocket science. Like you basically see that the second you walk in, you meet her. Oh, she's got a little thing. She's a little heavier than the younger sister's. Just this woo, just running around. And remember the dance she did with, oh my God. I'm sure the older sister probably has much more responsibility on her or has taken it because that's her role in the family and is so these are just things to be acknowledged, respected in the family dynamic. It is what it is. It's not going to change. You're not going to win over the older sister. And you like I said, you just got here. Simmer down now.
Agree with all of that. I just am saying that they don't, if that's their biggest issue, they have no issues in the sense that I still think they're on easy street and doing well. I think they're a solid couple.
Yeah, because their differences could easily be strengths. The fact that he's super OCD, she has a sock bin.
She likes a knick-knack.
Yeah, but he's done a lot of work on himself. He really I haven't seen a guy on reality TV in a while that seems to have acknowledged his issues, sought help for them, made changes, and is still on the journey. He has done that, I think. I hope I don't have to take that back, which I probably will now that I've said it out loud. Great. Sorry, Monica, I burned your big day. But unless all the 2 of them need to realize is that there's a balance to be found here with the super messy and the super organized and clean. And if they can find that balance and put the other one first, because I'm sure neither of them would have gone out of their way to choose Someone who's OCD is not going out of his way to find someone who has a sock
Who's a
bin.
slopopotamus.
Yeah, and vice versa when she's watching him do the laundry and it's not, whatever.
They were pretty much how we thought they would be. Like, oh, in Minnesota, it doesn't matter. You take care of your man.
Yeah.
They were nothings. Like they were all nothings. The sock bin to him is funny. The fact that he even wanted to see it, like that's funny. I think though the like going and making fun of the sock bin in front of everybody and being like, oh, I got to see this freaking thing, making fun of the brother and the sister, like just that kind of led to me being like, oh, this seems like you guys have been together for 30 years or like at least a good 5 years or whatever. And like, this is just the thing that and I don't think he would have said those things if he didn't feel that comfortable, because he doesn't seem like that kind of.
He's not mean-spirited.
So I think that sister, I think all the things you're saying are probably true, but I think even he, like you said, walked in and was like, noticed it pretty quickly, because even later he was like, your sister might have these, might be a little jealous. It might be this, it might be that. And she was like, well, I just think you guys need to talk. And he was like, I think you guys need to talk.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
At that moment,
you
I
can
was
tell
like,
that he's like knows all those things.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that.
I love them so much. I think that they're going to have a great life.
Couple. I know. They're so comfortable with one another from jump. Even when they got into, remember we were talking about how it can be so awkward when they meet and they're in the room, whether it's Mexico, Honduras, whatever. Yeah. From jump, they got in the room and they both were Annie Herman, boy, oyoing, I think you're hot. And they could just keep it rolling. Yeah. They were laughing. I felt like they got inside jokes really quickly, or curated inside jokes really quickly. I'm here for them. Yeah. I really, really like them.
They, to me, seem like a traditional Midwestern couple, 5 kids, hockey team, skaters, like probably be married forever because you just make things work out there. And like, I love them. I like them a lot.
Me too. Yeah.
I would like to hang out with them.
Only for like a weekend, I couldn't be.
Because like so sweet, so amazing, but like,
they also could be that couple that's like
2 weeks
so nice that every time you do something, it's like, have you ever gone to Asia? It's like you just don't know when to stop bowing because you're just like, thank you. I feel like they're so nice. I would just be bowing all the time because, oh, you're not hungry? I'm just going to put out this cheese platter. Oh, you know what? Don't worry. I'm just going to change the sheets every day because it's going to be nicer for you. And now, like, I need like some grit. I'm from New Jersey. I need people to like curse at me and tell me that I'm an asshole every other day, so I know that everything's okay.
And
if he wasn't OCD, they could just live in the family commune.
100%.
If he didn't have that thing about him, it would be like he could move right in and.
Yeah. But I thought it seems like he has it, like it's pretty managed though. He's like, I got this thing. I dealt with it, and like now when she was like, oh, you didn't like that fold? He's like, no, I did not.
Yeah,
but
I respect that. I do that all the time.
Same. Yeah. I get annoyed when shows do this, and I get it. They're trying to shroud things in mystery or like have you lose the scent on what you think is going on with the coming attractions. I just get so annoyed because Mike will never not roll his eyes when I say it. It's a nothing burger. Not the OCD stuff is obviously real, but it's not. When I say it's a nothing burger, he's incredibly healed about all of it, like we were saying. And I feel like Netflix and the editing made us think that it was going to be this watershed moment and a make or break. Wait, what? Yeah. I didn't know this. I can't live like this. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Don't choose Minneapolis then for your town. Like then you gotta produce a bunch of
come out to LA.
Happen.
They make it nice in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Speaking of make it nice, Devin and Victoria.
No notes.
No, I think it's adorable that they kept having matching swimsuits. I think he might be one of the nicest men in America, if not the world. I am obsessed with how neat his sneaker collection is. Also didn't know you could buy a sneaker for $700. That was news.
That's not even a super expensive one.
That's crazy. I love that they were talking about finances in the most calm, communicative, easy, sensical conversation I've ever heard any couple talk about money in my entire life. And and obviously the prenup is going to be a thing, but it's not. Netflix is just going to do the bait and switch
they
again.
Just did one of those, like added some cue the horror music to him looking at a piece of paper. And now we're all like, oh God, is this going to be a thing? No.
You know what's going to happen?
Him getting up, like putting it down and I printed the thing and he gets up. It's probably him signing it and them getting up to like go to lunch or make out.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Or you're just gonna hear
bum, bum, bum.
because
Like-
he was in there, had to go take a piss. real
Yeah,
fast.
right.
Or no, because he's like pensive. I feel like the scene was like he's pensively, like she puts it down and he's pensively looking at it. Because then what's gonna happen is he's gonna look up at her and say, I'm gonna sign this because I want both of us to be smart and do the right thing. And I want you to feel protected, but I need you to know I will love you with every fiber of my being
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Should we go get a cheeseburger now?
Yeah.
And that could be, I don't know, like I said, a man's intuition.
No, you say a man's intuition.
But when he was like, oh, these are my shoes, these are my favorites, and she's like, how much is those? And he's like, $700, and she was like, what the hell? And they do stuff, and he's like, well, I got some savings, and I got this, I got money, and like, there was a part of me that was like, I love this dude, and I love these two together. They're like no notes, but that was the only time I was like, I don't know if that's entirely true. Really, dude, you can go buy a house tomorrow, but your $700 sneakers are on a $12 Amazon
Yeah, that's just because I
shoe
think he's a
rack.
dude and doesn't know any different.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, wait, his mom said something when they were all like, it's oddly so formal in Minnesota where like the whole like in Jersey, you'd walk in, people would be kissing you and you don't even know them. They're slapping you on the ass. There's salami flying everywhere. You got
My kind of town.
right. Like it's just a very different. I feel like an alien when I'm watching this. I'm like, wow, people are so just nice, and so
Still together.
and well, but,
I know your parents
Yeah.
are, but like it is odd that like it feels like all of them have been together forever.
50 years on the one, what's her face? Taylor's
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
but they're sitting around the table, all very formal, like just sitting down with Devin's family, and the mom started talking about religion and how it's very important to their family, and Virginia's like, yes, it's very important to me as well. And she said, oh, that's great because I want you to be equally yoked. And the only yoked I know is
Yes.
going to the gym. Like you yoked. GTL, cabs are here, yoked.
Like
yeah.
me.
What is yoked?
I don't know, but
I don't know if she
I thought it was
said
hilarious
yoke.
that
She
she even
did.
said it, even to bring up the prenup that like, oh, that was my one concern. I'm sorry, what mother or family member of the guy has ever been concerned about the woman wanting a prenup? Like what, that's your only issue is like you're concerned that like this woman has no intention of ever taking your son to the cleaners if he's even one to be cleaned out of something, you know? Like what, like wow,
Yeah.
I don't understand like how that would be
And I'm not.
frowned upon by any male like the male's family, you know?
I'm wondering if because these are all such like good-hearted, honest
that
people
they're
that
like-
they're like, are you already planning for divorce from our perfect son?
Yeah.
Because don't do that.
Not, are you planning on divorcing our son? Why are you thinking about getting a divorce? Like we don't
Right.
do
It's
that
not
in
even- we're yoked.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get a divorce, don't get married. Or if you're thinking about getting a divorce, don't get married. If you're thinking about a prenup because that's the worst thing that could happen, don't get married because you're not ready to get married. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this is the theme that I'm getting from the
Yes.
Midwest is
Yes.
like, you're clearly not ready to spend forever with this person if that's what you're thinking, right? I tell people all the time, and that like all these kids, there's a little tip for the kids out there. You don't meet the love of your life and get married and live happily ever after. You build the love of your life. Like it takes a life to build that love. And that's something that happens out. What?
That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
But I think that's something that is like these people in the Midwest, like that's like, no, you get married forever. Like that's a forever thing. That's a life building, a love that you're building for the rest of your life. That's shit's going to happen. If you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, listen, 20 years from now is a long ways away and some shit's going to go down that year. And you're going to have to get through it. And I don't think the kids understand that. I think in Minnesota, they understand that. And so I think when Minnesotan parents hear prenup, like LA parents were like, you're getting a prenup, right? These motherfuckers, like, they'll swindle your ass so quick. And in New York, like the big cities, but in Minnesota,
Yeah, this
like,
is the
that's
land
not-
of the Klobuchars.
yeah, like we stay married. Like marriage is that's what marriage is. It's not even like, what are we talking
You're
about?
equally
You're
yoked.
married. Yeah, you're married. That's forever. Like, huh?
By the way, just in case anyone wants to know, it has different meanings in religion, but literal and metaphorical. But it is, hold on, that's right, a commitment of discipline, love, and service. So equally yoked, meaning like you're both doing for each other. You both love each other the same amount. You're both in service to each other the same amount.
All right. So not Eggs Benedict.
I feel like we've been talking about him and his family. This motherfucker hit the jackpot with her. She is, again, no notes, like banging bod.
Yep.
And purest heart maybe I've ever seen.
Yep.
And he is,
she's a go-getter.
Yeah, go-getter. And like, if you like little LA speak for you, he is a public school, high school basketball coach.
That sounds like you got all these shoes, dude. You're not buying a house tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, listen, you can get there, the gym and the whole deal. Like, you want to be the CEO, you want to be the head coach.
Yeah.
I love the plans. I love that when she was like, I'm planning on being a millionaire, he was like, well, what's the plan? She had one. Like,
Yeah.
cool. So I think you both will get there.
Yeah,
But right
totally.
now, you're not buying a house tomorrow.
Well, you might be able to. The median house cost in Minnesota is $354,000.
I forget about that too. Yeah, there's
$354,000.
that.
Yeah.
Add
You
a
know what I
cool
mean?
mill
And
on that if
maybe
you want
he
to
lives
live
at
in
home.
LA.
Does he live at home with those people?
No. I think
Possibly.
that was
I'm
his
just saying,
apartment with
if
all his shoes.
the median price is
Yeah.
$350K, you're finding something for
Yeah.
$250K.
I would have bought a house to go to college at, like how some parents just did that. And you were like, man, I can't believe that. But like, no, that's what you do when you.
That's
Smart
smart
Yeah.
parenting.
Dude, that
yeah.
is
That's what
because
Quack's
you
parents
left college. They sell that house. They're like, just paid for your dumbass to go get wasted for 4 years.
Yeah.
But this is I do think, and also Devin's not a liar. Devin, and
no,
now Natalie,
God, you got to keep the Advil locked
but
up.
honestly, I now, after knowing him for a longer period
Yeah.
of time, it was ibuprofen. It was
totally.
never,
I know.
for a second, something
No,
harder.
it was just the
You
Advils.
degenerate.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
listen, in Minnesota is
That's
fucking
a
dilauded,
hardcore
basically.
addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those two are good. And I do think the whole, like, is just some more fancy non-drama editing by Netflix of when he meets what's-her-face next week. And he's like, it's so easy with you.
I know. I have this note. I was just looking back because I'm like, I think I had one like red herring in here that I'm hoping is not a thing. I said, I hope we are not getting the bait and switch with him because of that scene in the coming attractions. But I just don't believe it. I just believe
Yeah.
he's such a good guy.
I think we're getting a bait and switch, but I don't think it's him.
Do you think someone is?
Stay tuned.
Okay.
I do. And
Okay.
it's going to break my little tiny black heart.
Oh, okay. Ben and Sarah, another equally boring.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
not boring.
No, they're not, because they're so cute in their bathrobes and they really like each other. And here's this girl on TikTok that he does. This is what's so crazy. Like, I can't hate on these people because at every turn they're doing like the morally correct, kind, thoughtful adult thing. Like when this chick is saying something about Ben on TikTok, he goes, first of all, they never hooked up. Seemingly, this is what he said. They never
Yeah.
had sex. And
And she admits that. The girl is
Yeah.
like, there's a whole thing where they go through the whole story. And it's the same girl that was talking to, you remember Tyler and the other girl from last season
Yes.
where he had the kids.
yes,
That woman that breaks down all that stuff and does all the deep dives on them. She does one on this lady. And this woman has no love for Ben. Thinks he's like boring and probably is a super douchebag to women, like in his past or whatever, but was like, I went through this whole thing and like nothing there. Like, this was 4 years ago. She admits she's crying in her TikTok, admittedly to get the attention of the producers. And it turns out what she was crying about was because other women have told her stories about their experiences with him. So she was crying for them. Like, it has nothing
that's
to
so
do. I know,
sweet.
so nice.
I'm throwing up
So,
for
like,
your
has
food poisoning.
nothing to do with her, and like She also confirms like I think maybe kissed like on a first date, and then like had like a pseudo kind of, oh, do you want to come by this bar or whatever, second date. That's it. Haven't spoken in 4 years, and that's what this whole thing was like, much ado about getting on TikTok and getting some followers.
It's so funny. Life is
Ow.
life and people and your past and who you trust and why is so different. It's so interesting to me because if you'd have never told me that story, I didn't really look into it much. There's something about that dude that I don't really trust.
I'm still with you on that. I think that there might be something else that could come into play between now and then.
Yeah, but
this
I didn't
girl,
believe
that's
him
like
when
the
he
only
was saying like only kid. I can't remember when I was like, okay, dude, you're so full of shit.
Yeah, but there's something about him too that I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, they did kind of plant a seed because she said, okay, well, I'm not just going to disregard what she's saying, but I am going to trust you because I love you and whatever. I agree. There is a little spidey sense kind of going up about him with me, but he did do my point from the beginning was he did do the right thing. He blocked her. He didn't respond to it. There's nothing to respond to. Even if, let's just say it was like a legitimate, like, okay, we hooked up and I ghosted her. It was 4 years ago and I'm engaged to someone else. There's nothing that needs to be said.
Yeah.
It's like in Wayne's World. Get the net.
Yeah.
I broke up with you 2 months ago, Stacey. And I just feel like, I don't know, maybe the most questionable thing about him now is, first of all, I don't think you should wash your hair that much. It's not good for your hair. But are you at least getting it wet in 2 weeks?
Do you work out at all? Because that's going to stink.
Wait.
What?
You just said I don't think you should wash your hair that much. He washes it once every other week.
No. I'm saying I think you should only put shampoo on your hair once a week. That's what all hairstylists and like hair health people say. It strips your hair.
But for boys too?
Yeah. Yeah. It strips your hair of all the natural.
A little crazy for me. And I'm not a shower every day kind of guy.
Like get your hair wet. You can put water on it.
Every time I get in the shower, I wash my hair.
Yeah,
I don't take a shower every day. But every time I get in the shower, I wash my hair with shampoo.
ChatGPT this shit. I promise you should only put shampoo on your hair once a week.
I wash my hair. I mean, now I only wash it twice a week, but like I wash it every time I am like, if I went out 5 days a week, I would wash it 5 days a week, but
not me.
Yeah. My hair's just different.
Yeah. And anyway, I mean, that's a strange thing to roll out to someone. But again, it didn't really, I feel like he's dirty. I feel like when he told her he changes his sheets every 2 weeks. No, you don't.
I know if you're saying every 2 weeks, but until he said the thing about,
how fresh it is. And he likes
that's
it,
like his thing. So
because
like
then
maybe
he did say he admitted to doing laundry once a month, which I'm like, listen, I'm going to say so many things and you're going to be like, okay, easy, dude. You haven't done the laundry in fucking 15
Where
years.
is the laundry?
Oh, no.
Every
time I hear the washing machine going, I'm like, what?
Oh,
I go in there. Oh, it's his little cycling spandex for
cycling
outfit.
I feel bad.
Hot pinks and hot orange and neon yellow and a little cappy.
Rid of the hot orange ones.
And never would throw your stuff in there with it.
One time
no,
I
but
did.
God, thank God, that shit stinks.
And I don't want to ruin her stuff.
It basically comes home like it's like dripping.
Listen, gotta climb those mountains.
Okay.
But like, so grain of salt, like okay. But wait, what were we saying?
Ben and Sarah. I was just looking at my notes.
Oh, so he did. Yep. So like, take that with a grain of salt. Like I don't do a ton around here. I go to work, but that's about it. Like he admitted to doing laundry once a month, which like I think even for me that's not enough. You got to do laundry more than that.
How many times a month do you do laundry?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't, but Natalie does it a lot more than once a month.
I do it every day.
Pretty much. So like at least once a week, like how many clothes do you have? And then he's like, I wear a lot of the same clothes. Fine. Like you can get a few days out of your pants and like a hoodie will last a few days. But like how many clothes do you have? So like I think the bed thing was real. I think he does change the sheets every 2 weeks because he likes it and because he admitted he never does laundry and he never washes his hair.
You could like fresh sheets.
Now I'm thinking, if you didn't wash your hair, how nasty is your pillowcase?
But that's what I was saying. Like your pillow, you got to be buying new pillows. That's disgusting.
No, but
Yeah,
here's my
I'm
question:
grodied
is he
out.
getting it wet?
Ugh.
But even if he got
What
it
is
wet,
that? That just
oil's
makes it
oil. Like
worse.
water doesn't wash off oil.
Yeah, but you want that stuff in your hair.
I
to
know, but then
hydrate
you're
your
getting
scalp
it
and your-
all over your pillowcase.
I
and
mean,
like,
what is he? A pepperoni pizza head? How much oil do you have?
does he work out at all? If he never sweats,
He looks-
then okay.
Okay,
But
well,
I don't know. I'm grossed out by that. I
looks
would
the other
not like.
kind of yolk.
Don't give Mike any hair tips. Let him wash his hair every day. Okay.
well, those were my only notes on these people.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
they're
like
done.
these
The
two.
showering.
His
and
his friends were lovely. He had
So
a
lovely.
nice, round, diverse group of friends that I did not expect him to have.
Same.
That was
Listen.
almost weird. Their stories were almost too perfect. Like, oh, you got a gay guy, you've got an agnostic girl, you've got another kid from another country. Like, it just was
No,
like,
wasn't it a lesbian?
these are
girl.
your, or maybe it was
The girl
lesbian.
Yeah.
was gay.
These are your friends.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
where's
not,
his family? Did they not live there? Is that why we're meeting the friends?
I don't know.
Good question.
Maybe they hate him. Listen, those two
Like,
seem
you bring your last pillowcase around here, mister.
seriously.
Pack your shit. and
Wash your
go.
hair or get the hell out of my house. Listen, they seem so happy and so fun and like definitely honeymoon period right now. If they can't find a church that she is down to go to, that shit's a wrap. That's
At
a
least
wrap
we know that she
faster
was
than
brought up
Grant
Catholic
and
and
what's
that
her
this
name
isn't
on
going
The
to be
Bachelor?
brand new. At least we know that she was brought up in a Catholic home and this isn't going to be brand new. That
could
was
be
that would
worse.
be a
Yeah, but
what?
Like if you have a preconceived, like I did this, I don't like it, I feel very
Oh,
claustrophobic.
yeah, but then
you know.
to come in being like, I don't know what is this?
it's
Where are
going
we
to be
going?
less about her because, like, I think they can. Well, listen, I don't think it won't be a problem, especially in Minneapolis. I don't think if they both are like if they're both committed to it, right? So like he seems a little more traditional than she is, but she seems just traditional. So like she's gonna need a church that is like open and is accepting of everybody and has a woman pastor and like shit like that, you know, like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. And he's gonna need to be okay with all of that.
Yeah.
If that can happen,
Well, if he truly just has faith and is not religious, like he keeps saying, then I think he would, and
Yeah.
I think that they'll be okay.
Yeah.
If they can do that.
yes. I also think that there's something fishy with that dude.
Me too. Did we meet her family? And I just don't even remember.
Wait, I don't think we met her friends or anybody, right? Does she not have any friends or family?
No, she does. She has a sister.
No religion.
Oh, she has a good sister. Yeah. All she has is her lesbian sister. Oh.
What's that from?
It's by the Beetle.
No, I know, but
Oh, it's in Forrest Gump.
yes, that's
no
right.
Religion?
Religion?
How'd you imagine? It's easy if you try, Dick. You don't
Yeah.
remember this?
Anyway.
Sorry, ladies.
Okay, can we talk about
No.
the nicest man in the universe, Daniel and
Go
Taylor?
ahead.
Is he not a little Leonardo DiCaprio?
Totally, 100%.
He's like Titanic face Leo.
all day long.
Yeah. Really
I-
sweet looking.
He is the king
Yeah.
of the world.
He really is.
Taylor, I hope that, and I don't mean this in a mean way, I hope that Taylor feels bad about the number she pulled forever so that she is just constantly praising this guy and being in love with him like she should be, because all he keeps saying to her is, whatever you need. And I love you and I'm here for you. He is the nicest man in America.
He's proposed 4 times, 3 or 4 times.
He
or
has a
something.
blind sister that he like is so involved with.
Yeah.
And it's not just one of those things that he's like using to be swoon worthy with another woman. You can tell his family is so tight knit. His parents are amazing. His dad is so good looking. His mom is so beautiful. Like they're so open. Like what is wrong with this family? They're the most perfect family in America.
No, they're the best. And her mom is a see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, so I don't think
Yeah.
her mom is. I don't think she is at all.
No, she's
I-
not.
but
that.
he's
Just
the
cut it
one.
down.
Listen, you can't call
He's-
anybody in Minneapolis that
No.
word. Like it just doesn't. It should be illegal
be like,
there. It's uncalled for.
Yeah.
Like that was uncalled for. I apologize.
Her-
I live in a town where you just say that when you're talking
You
about
call your
anyone.
cat that.
Yeah, you call
Yeah.
your cat.
I'm not mad that you said it. I just don't think she
No,
is.
the worst thing you could say about her is she is not. She's I like her a lot, but she was not all I liked in that moment. Like, you can't even think of an insult for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Like, she was
I mean, it's not
tough.
insulting, but yeah, she seems
Super tough, but also,
gnarly, which I'm here for that.
but in one conversation, they came around, and then she's cracking jokes at the end of the day.
Well, I think that his parents had a lot to do with that. I think his
Totally,
mom had a lot to do with that. I think him asking them, I think that it was smart. So he's the one that I think there's something's going to happen.
No.
Yeah, and that's what I said. It's
way.
going to break
No,
my
I don't
cold
buy
black
it. I don't
heart.
believe it. I don't
know why.
They're my favorite couple
No.
ever.
I know.
I love him
And
so much.
I think that he probably did follow her and unfollow her. I think that I don't think she did a real good job looking through the things. It's got
Also,
what
like,
is that app?
time
For like
out.
5 seconds.
What's that called? The followers app?
Yeah.
Hold on, I wrote it down. Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
If
I think
anybody
it
from
lets
that
I
company,
think it lets you know who's your new followers and then who has unfollowed you. You know how like you'll be like,
Fantastic.
oh, I lost someone. I wonder who it was, and like you could never really tell. Like maybe
Okay.
if you're lucky you can, but for the most part you can't.
if anybody from that company is watching, or anybody is watching that knows somebody from that company, do a little clip it and do share with it. Can you guys put a fucking search feature in your
What?
a search? Like,
Oh, yeah.
How are we
Oh,
doing?
no.
The fucking Jesus.
No, because maybe then what are their names? Ben and Sarah?
No, Taylor and Daniel.
Taylor and Daniel might not be together if there was a search feature because I think that she has way more followers than she realized.
listen,
and so I think she
that's
gave
what
up
I think.
too soon.
That's what I agree. I think she gave up too. I think that it was like so ridiculous. But then I'm like, oh, that's going to pop off at some point. That's
No.
going to happen. And because her mom was too much like, this isn't like, it was too much. There's too much setup. It was too perfect. The parents were it was too perfect.
Okay, check this out.
I feel like something bad is going to happen.
I'm uniquely qualified to talk about why Love is Blind Season 8 is so boring because I'm from Minnesota and I know people on that show. This show even reached out to me, and it's not because everyone in Minnesota is so humble but still so cool. It's because Minneapolis is a big, small city. And you'd be like, Pete, it's not that small, is it? No, it is. That's Sarah from the show, and that's me. We went to prom together. And you're thinking, oh, Pete, that's just one coincidence. It's not. You know who that is? That's Molly. How do I know Molly? Oh, that's my cousin. So there's two ways already. You can't cast people that know each other on these shows. So there's already two ways. Even if I lived in Minnesota, I couldn't go on the show and be a messy idiot and make a lot of drama because I already know too many people. If you're not convinced yet, here's some rapid fire. Taylor is friends with my buddy's sisters, and we had 32 mutual connections. I have friends from college that are friends with him or worked with him, and we have 13 mutual connections. All the good-looking career people who party and probably have a lot of drama all live in North Loop, Minneapolis. There's like 6 bars that you can cycle through between Thursday through Sunday. They all know each other. And if you grab one person from those groups, you eliminate the entire crowd because they all hang out there. And so you don't get those fun drama people. I'm annoyed because Minnesota got put on a stage and we're putting up our worst shooters.
That's funny.
Everyone except Daniel. He
Oh,
didn't mean
that's
that
horrible.
about
And the
Jay.
basketball
Yeah,
team is
but,
so
like-
good right now.
That's why it's like I'm so glad that she just like let that go because I would have been way more put off if that was a reason for her to like that was a sticking point for her because like she clearly knows how small this town is.
Yeah.
Like that video told me everything I need to know. So I'm
Listen.
glad that she has enough followers where it probably got too awkward for her to sit across the table for someone. He's fucking sweating. He's like, I don't know. Oh God. Like he's almost like whether he did or not, like in that moment, you just saw him cycling through all the possibilities of like, did I? Maybe I did. Or I know I did, but like, what was I supposed to do? I wanted to come on this show and I love her. She's made for me. Like all the things, like there's like nothing that could tell me that like that should have anything to do with these people being
Same.
together. They
I
found each
love
other.
him.
They're super in love. The parents came to his defense. I loved that they showed up and swooped in because that mom was like railing. She was being hardcore. And I am so glad that she was like straightforward and just came out with what her issue was. But anytime I hear someone say like, I just didn't feel included and no one asked me, bitch, these are two people, like marriage is a 2-man gig or two person
Yeah,
gig,
but-
2-lady gig, 2-man, whatever, all the gigs, it's 2.
Yeah, but
sorry.
like again, this is a different place.
And they're on a thing. They're on a show.
No, I
You
get
think,
that.
Like
but
there's
this
probably a
is
legal document.
Sure, but like we don't have kids. But if we did have kids, I would imagine there would be many years spent talking about how they're going to grow up and what they're going to be and who they're going to marry and what that's going to be like and how amazing it's going to be for a guy to come home and ask me for my daughter's hand. Like all these little moments that like you dream about. And that's like, I bet this happens all day long in Minnesota and with Minnesota moms, you know?
Yeah.
So like and churchy moms especially, like, so
I
she's,
know.
and whether it's right or wrong, we all do this. We plan out a life. It never comes out that way. Hopefully it comes close, but like,
This isn't your dream?
you are. I think she was just sad about that moment. And she summed it up when at the end, after he asked them, listen, this is weird and I should have done this properly, but can I, I want to ask your permission.
Yeah.
When she said, it's nice to meet you. Good luck marrying our daughter. That's the craziest sentence ever uttered, right?
Yeah.
Good luck, or it's nice to meet you, and good luck marrying her. So she's just spinning. Like, it's fine that she's having a problem with it. She met her husband when she was 11. Like, dude, like,
I know.
this lady's on a different plane than
They're also
everyone
but the
else.
much
dude
older.
was
They're
like-
in their 70s and 80s,
Yeah,
her
but
parents.
Yeah,
between
he's
those two
cool, but he
parents,
just had
that's
a
85
cancer
years of marriage
scare, too.
between those two families. You are not going to find another suitable, like, that's the Mecca that's Minneapolis Mecca of like those two families merging. His just to take one look at that kid's face, that he's like, like whatever she wants, she will have. I love Taylor. She is like my favorite girl
Does
on
she
the whole
not,
show.
you know who she reminds me of?
Who?
You don't know this person, but Riley. She reminds me of
Oh
Riley.
yeah, she does kind of
Yeah.
remind me.
As Riley's a person I used to work with, and she's got a lot of Riley tendencies.
Yeah.
They look very similar. To
I just think even after she was so convinced, that he had followed her, then unfollowed her, blah, blah, blah. Also on his profile, he didn't have any pictures that matched what she thought that she saw. So I don't know. I just feel like her case is kind of falling apart, which I'm super psyched about.
Yeah.
But he kept checking in on her, even though she was the one who accused him and
I
he's the
know.
aggrieved party.
I know.
He kept saying, "Are you okay? How are you? Do you need to take a minute?
Yeah.
Do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Are you?" And I'm just thinking to myself, you are the most wonderful. You and Devin should marry each other. Like you two guys are the nicest men, and not that. And don't get me. And I love Joey. Joey is so nice.
Yeah.
They're all just so
the
goddamn lovely.
The dudes are nice. Steve Bell's from Michigan, but like
Midwest people are the nicest
dude,
people.
They
the
are,
craziest,
in the world.
nicest.
Sometimes you
and-
just need this break from like DC was kind of a train wreck. Like it was a
do your
lot.
thing.
It was a lot of like just like a lot of emotion, a lot of drama, a lot of whatever. And yes, you've got your Dave here, so like they're not. There's a bad apple everywhere. But like sometimes I just think it's nice to like. Yes, the season's boring, but it's nice to be reminded that there's still really good,
Wholesome.
wholehearted. You could tell all these people have. The biggest word we heard that was prenup, and really it was just I feel like she was doing the guy a favor. Like she probably thought that she was like, I don't want anything.
Well, she's also an NBA dancer, so she's been around that life of like these motherfuckers,
Well,
Like,
right,
probably.
I have a
right.
theory.
Yeah.
In LA, there's a lot of people here that suffer from the BBD, bigger, better deal,
Oh yeah.
where it's just like, oh, I don't want to read for this role because maybe I could get the bigger role.
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
I really like you, but I also just hooked up with this person and they're a little bit cooler than you. And I feel like even though they're not that into me, I should ride that out and see where
Yeah.
that goes. And I think because Minneapolis is such a small pond
Yeah.
to fish from, people realize, no, I've met everybody. Like in LA, you couldn't have possibly met everybody. And I
No.
also think LA is a small town. The amount of people that I know, that you know, that we all know in Minneapolis, but you'll still meet a whole new group of people. And you're like, you've lived here for 20 years too? How have I never ran into you, done a yoga class next to you, something? But in Minneapolis, just like that guy said on that video, no, you are certain that you have met everyone in your age group.
Yeah.
So you don't have the bigger, better deal disease.
Yeah.
Because you've met everyone and you're like, no, this guy is actually the best for me.
Yeah.
Because honestly, they're all fucking lovely.
Yeah. Every single one of them, except for Dave.
Okay, can we get into the Dave?
Yeah,
and
are we
Lauren
done
of it
with
all?
everyone else?
Yeah, that's all our peeps.
Dave,
Dave.
And Lauren.
Dating Dave would be like, you know how like when CIA agents, they go into a restaurant, they like identify the 7 different exits, like just like waiting for like when things get hairy, so they're prepared. Dave lives his life going, I could use that as an out. I could use that as an out.
Yeah. When they first get to Honduras, I need to explain something to both of you as the hairiest person in this room. I've basically been waxing, laser hair removaling, electrolysising.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I was
since
going to ask.
Birth. And never once, not one time, has any practitioner that's been working on getting the hair off my bod said, you cannot now have sex for 24 hours. The only person telling you this and believing it are the same people that think you have to wait an hour before eating, before you go into the water.
Wait, that's not true?
But I've never had either of these things done, but I imagine adding hot wax.
No. Literally, you get it on you, they rip it off, you walk out, you can be shtupping within 5 minutes. And nothing happens to your private parts.
I don't know.
I do know. I've done it.
Sure.
My hair grows in so quickly. I've gone
That's
straight
why
from
you
the
can
wax
do it. They're like, oh, you
to the date. Okay, I've literally
You already have a new barrier by the time you get
100%. I don't have time to wait for the 5 o'clock shadow. It's 2 p.m. I'm already back. But when she said that, I was like, what are you talking about? That is and I believe that this woman told her. I just believe that people believe things they shouldn't believe in Minnesota, apparently, because that is a bag of bullshit.
I don't think the woman told her that. I think that was a awkward way for her to avoid having sex.
That's crazy because works in the beauty industry. And if he knows that you could have like a laser face peel.
He knew it. She didn't. I don't think she thought it through enough.
Yeah, it's a bad
he
lie
knew
then.
it. When she said it, he was like he didn't want to push. He's polite enough to, but like he knew that was we're okay.
He's not sexually attracted to her, right?
He
No.
wants to, for sure.
Well,
And
I
I
think
think
he only
that's
asked every person,
thing.
including like the housekeeping at the hotel in Honduras.
Yeah.
Have you had sex with your husband yet?
yeah.
I don't think that was awkward.
He's just awkward, and there's like, I feel like that's
But
did they
you-
ever have sex? Like,
No, they never did.
okay,
Only 2 of them did. Joey and Monica and
Joey
Sarah and
likes
Ben.
Dave. Joey called Dave an amazing guy, such a great guy, amazing guy, Dave.
So listen,
So
I
I'm
definitely
like,
go.
and I like Joey's takes.
I go back and forth on Dave. There's moments where I'm like, okay, I like this dude, and then there's moments where I'm like, bro, you need to get your shit together, because not only are you nailed this dude 100% of like
Thank you.
the like just constantly maneuvering to where he has a way out, so much so that I'm convinced he picked the girl that gave him an out. Like.
Yeah.
These two shouldn't be together. They're so she's so
incompatible.
awkward. Like, and I'm sorry, dude, but when she was like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how awkward am I being? And he was like, oh no, not at all. I was like, bro, you're a liar. Now she knows you're a liar because she's at a 12. She's at a goddamn 12 out of 10 on the awkward scale.
Yes.
And that's fine. You're awkward. That's cool. But these two, I don't know. I do not understand how they're still together. This whole dating thing and, oh, my friends say that. Cool. Then bounce, dude. You've known your friends for a long time. You've known this girl for 2 weeks. Excuse me. Fifth, come on.
By the way, him sniffing me earlier is further than Lauren and Dave have gotten sexually.
Yeah, 100%. I think they maybe did a little fellation. Sounded
She's
like
wound.
He's like, I've seen her naked.
that
What'd
was
she
funny.
do? Go, I just wanted to show you the goods.
Yeah.
So
She, like,
you'll know
nah,
what
she
you're
accidentally
to look
left the
forward to.
bathroom door open when
Yeah.
she was getting into the shower.
She, to me, is wound tighter than a top.
Yeah.
Like everything is so.
Yeah.
I
Something
get
happened.
nervous watching her. She makes coffee nervous.
I
Yeah.
feel like he's making her this way. I don't think she's that way.
No, she totally is.
I don't know. Have
totally
you
is.
seen
That's
the
her
guy
vibe.
that she dated before? He's
No.
like, oh my god, like it's almost like, okay,
Do you
love is
remember
not
the
blind.
girl-
Like it's I mean, like ripped, like just. I think that she is a free.
Hold on. This is the
Practices
guy.
freedom.
This is the dude, like the guy, like the one
I don't know
that
if it's
she's.
the guy. It's just like one of her, like I think a guy that she was in a relationship with.
I mean, cool. I think. Do you guys remember on? I can't remember what season of Bachelor in the last few. The girl that trauma girl, she had a traumatic experience with a dog, and then she had traumatic experience with like a pizza, and then she had traumatic experience. Was that? I don't think it was scallops. She just like had multiple traumatic experiences.
Yeah, and then it was
every
like-
date she was crying.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, "Are you okay?" And she'd be like, "I had a traumatic experience with a clown once at a birthday party," and and they're like, "Okay, cool." And then the dog showed up, and she loses it, and she's like, "Well, one time when I was 6 months old, I had a traumatic experience with a puppy." Like, this is what this girl, what's her name? Not Taylor. Lauren. Sorry.
Lauren.
This is what Lauren reminds me of. Is that girl that's like got so many traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
That I'm kind of like, okay, you might just want to stay home.
Do you know what she reminds me of? And Nat, you might be able to agree with me on this because you worked retail as well.
Yeah, Nordstrom.
Woohoo! When you work retail,
Also worked
when you
retail,
work,
BT Dubs,
oh, I didn't realize. Where'd you work?
sporting goods stores.
Not the same.
It's exactly
No,
the same.
just listen to my example and you'll realize why it's not exactly the same. So when you are trying to help a woman find an outfit, okay?
Was she a Missy fit?
This is right. We got to start from the bottom and see what's your fit, what's the event, all the things, right? And you, at first, it's like, you're having fun. And oh, yes, girl. Okay, going on a date. You need, okay. So what's the date? Is it like first dates? Okay, so it's a third date. So you know the person. It's going to be outside. So now you're getting all the details. You're trying to have fun with them. And now you're 2 hours in to helping this person. And you are probably further away from finding them an outfit from when they actually walked in the front door. Because they've tried everything on. You've found them the perfect outfit to literally from this moment on to wear every day of their life until they die and then for their burial.
Yeah.
And they still need to talk about it. I'm just not sure because, what if this t-shirt, I feel like this t-shirt looks similar to something I saw his best friend's girlfriend wear. And so I don't want to show up wearing that because I don't even care. I don't care. I want to burn the entire store down. I don't care if they pick an outfit anymore. And I feel like that's Lauren for me. She just needs to talk about everything.
I thought that this analogy was for Dave.
Okay, hold on. Dave is the same person. They're both so annoying.
Right, but he's not being serious. He's setting up his out. He saw Nick with the ick and saw what a bad rap he got. Since there's always a guy that just gets the worst rap and he's not getting any deals because he's the asshole that left someone at the altar and whatever. This guy is trying to figure out how to keep America from wanting to murder him and also be able to skate out of here. The second he finally gets to nail this shit because he's put in the time, he knows what Molly looks like now. He can't believe what he's done. When he met her friends, she told him everything. Those girls told him every single thing you needed to know. Not only is this guy no one, and we've never even met him before for 5 seconds, the guy literally sent the DM that said, "So should we blow up this wedding?" Like, what more do you need of evidence that this guy, this past dude that's still, well, I heard he's still around and you were still dating and he didn't know that you weren't dating anymore. That's the same guy. So what more you don't need anything else.
Oh, completely agree. He turns into this person. I feel like when we're in Honduras, all they're doing is talking about, am I being awkward? Talking about, do you like my braids? Talking about this, and every kiss
but also
is
also not talking. And that could be editing, but so many awkward, just not talking moments where it's
yes, agreed.
It's too soon for this. It's too soon for you guys to not have anything to say.
It's a ship going nowhere. Because I found myself screaming at the TV when he brought it up when they're back at the Stay America, whatever they're called. What are they called?
Extended Stay
America.
Yeah.
I can never remember the name. Your relationship is a failure to launch. I think it is shocking beyond belief that Lauren had a fuck buddy, because I don't get one drop of like, she's as sexual to me as like a celery stick. She's just doesn't give any voom of like, I want to get nailed.
I don't like.
Yeah, I disagree.
Really?
In the beginning,
Yeah.
very much. Like in the very, like I honestly, I agreed with you pretty much the whole way until, like, she's a personality type that is someone that I've dated before and someone that I'm like, that's too much, like just a lot. But I didn't think anything, wasn't attracted to her in any way until when they were at his place and they were waiting for his friends, and like maybe his friends were going to come or maybe they weren't because they weren't sure. That's at that moment she had a little makeup on and whatever, and I was like, oh,
Cute
she's
top on.
Yeah, she
was,
looked
like,
really-
getting ready to like. She was in like game mode. You know, like she was like
Yeah.
ready to do that, and then
she looked really pretty.
yeah, she totally looked pretty. He has just made her a nervous wreck from the get. He took one look at her from the jump and was like, "This is not what
No.
I thought this girl looked like." And so I think she's been so awkward because of him.
I think a little bit, yes, but I think insert any dude and she's awkward. All dudes are making her awkward because she's just awkward. She's an awkward girl. That's fine. Be awkward. It's fine. It could be cute, but you make your awkwardness awkward. Like, but I'm gonna steal your seat for a second and go conspiracy theory.
They all come around.
Is this dude in love with his sister?
Oh, well, yeah, that's not even a conspiracy.
Oh, cool. Well,
But don't you even think when she was
it
in,
wasn't like, I thought that would be a lot like, oh my God, I can't believe.
I know we can believe. Wait, but when Lauren, and not to come down so hard on her because she's a sweet girl and whatever, but like, even when she was in the pods, there was no conversation that even dipped your toe into the sexual pond.
Mm,
Everything was just, she is the proverbial celery stick at the barbecue wherever she goes. When she's at, like, everything is so hospital corners with her.
Get that vibe
Which
from her.
is-
Like literally, when I think of her in this whole situation, I think of that guy from Can't Hardly Wait that goes, "My shit could have been slamming with somebody else." Like I think
But
it was
in
the
the
worst
pods.
match. I think that he made her so just like I just think that she went for him for whatever reason. She should have never have. He should have fucking picked Molly from the get.
100%.
Because even if they wouldn't have lasted, and even if he would have done the same shit to her, Molly had way more self-confidence about her. She wouldn't have been as affected. She wouldn't be crying every 5 minutes. I feel like he's getting annoyed that she's crying, and he really wants to be like, "You should save your tears for later because I'm definitely leaving you at the altar. Like this is definitely not happening, but I'm just like trying to maneuver. But like you're really bumming my maneuvering out. I'm trying to think over here, like find my exits. Like that whole thing was just it just I don't know. She's maybe attracted to people that she has to please or people that she's got to try to change or because like
Did
not
she
even a
have a-
fuckboy because he's not a fuckboy. He's a just a douchebag. He's just a straight up douchebag.
Dave.
Yeah. And I think that he's bringing out the worst in her because even just that scene while she's getting ready and then also to see her last boyfriend, like, I think that, again, her shit can be slamming with somebody else, but this is maybe just the worst pairing that I've seen on this show. Make it out of the pods and still, I don't know.
The thing, real quick,
2
sorry.
seasons in
The
my
thing
long
about-
experience with all these couples.
Her being seemingly not very sexual or whatnot is weird, especially in the pods, because Dave was the one that was always wanted to talk about sex, and like he was like, "Oh, I think it's an important conversation to have," which rightfully so. So for him to be the one that is pushing conversations of sex in the pods and outside of the pods, and for her to be the least sexual person on the show, it really just goes straight back to this dude is just constantly positioning himself
To run.
Yeah.
And he so much so that he does it just almost subconsciously probably at this point.
Yeah.
So he's laid all this groundwork, but he doesn't even, maybe he does. Like set out, oh, my sister's got to let, all the little thing. Like
my friends, my dad.
Yeah, everybody. You picked the wrong girl. Like you are obsessed, not obsessed, but like you're very interested in sex. It's a very important thing to you, clearly.
But has he not boned in 4 years?
I don't know, but my point is, like, why did you pick the girl that you never had the conversation with, or we didn't see it, and
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
that's like not that sexual, when all these other girls were like down to have like flirty, weird, freaky
Yeah. Well, wait,
conversations.
hold on, 'cause
Why
that-
did you pick that one? Because you had to run.
That was going to be my point, though, because I agree with you. I don't think, not only did he not have that conversation with her in the pods, I don't think she had that sexual relationship or banter with anyone in the pods.
Well, that's gonna ask you. Did she have any connections with any? Like, did she
Yeah.
have another, like a number 2 or whatever?
She did. Wasn't it Mason or?
I don't know. I just remember her being a teacher and him needing to learn stuff. And so her finding her role in his life and him being open to somebody telling him how to do stuff.
Yeah, how to
I
do
feel
where
like
to put that dick.
I feel like she had a connection with one other person. She also could be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. She could be that kind of person.
That is a vibe that I got with the person that with someone that's not Dave.
So listen, I don't know because I never did anything before we met. But the one person that I maybe dated that reminds me of this person was the most boring, like dead ringer of this girl. Like I've watched this girl and I'm like, oh, that's so and so.
Maybe she moved to Minneapolis.
She didn't, but she'd be much older. I'm an old guy, but what you're saying is true.
There was also a very intereserting thing.
Sorry,
No.
like it was a good time.
Did you just go?
I did a little bit. I
We
don't
can
know what
edit
else
that
to
out.
say.
There was also an interesting line that Lauren threw out to Dave when I can't remember if he said like we haven't slept together yet. This was back when they were having that final conversation before we broke for whatever this next set of episodes that they're going to drop. I can't remember if she said we haven't had sex yet or he said we haven't had sex yet. I think it was him. And she goes, because of you. Every time, and she made it seem like every time I try to get close to you to do something, you push me away because you're not comfortable that I was hooking up with someone before I came to the show, which is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. There are multiple people. Natalie said it on our first episode of covering this show. There are so many people when you're scrolling through the Love is Blind website that you're seeing, you're like, oh, you were on the show? You were on the show? And you were on, all of these people were on the show and we never saw hide nor hair of them.
There was not one, but 2 couples who got engaged and didn't make the cut, which is absolutely crazy considering how much of this we got. So the first couple that got engaged hasn't been revealed yet, as it sounds like it didn't work out. But the second was Kylie and Brian, who met in the pods and actually ended up saying yes. And the craziest part is these 2 are actually still together. Like they posted this picture of the 2 of them 3 days ago with the caption, "From the pods to reality, what a journey, grateful for every moment, every lesson, and everyone I met along the way. Love is blind, you were a wild, unforgettable ride." And although they're currently together, I think it's super strange that for some reason they didn't show any of their relationship, nor did they make it to the honeymoons. And I feel like this is super crazy considering that Nick and Vanessa have made a huge deal in the past about the show not being for clout chasers and how it's for those who are actually trying to find love, but then they prioritize drama over a couple who actually found love and make us watch 6 episodes of 4 people who don't even end up getting engaged. Do better, Netflix.
The probability was not in her favor that she was going to go on this show and meet someone. So why would you stop your life? It's just bad business.
Yeah.
Just because you think you have someone that's going to invest in your company doesn't mean you stop taking meetings with other investors.
Oh, 1,000%.
And if you really do want to like be out there in the world, whether it's just to get an itch scratch so you could hook up or because you might meet the love of your life and this is the last bone you're going to have before you get married, or conversely, you really want to get married and you might not meet someone in the pods. And so you want to just keep some irons in the fire. It's the most logical.
And also, it's none of your business, man. Like, it's slut shaming at like a new level. Like, there's no rules here. Like, there's not like I signed my life away the second I got cast here. If you're looking to date, you're looking to date. If you get asked on a date the day before you leave for Love is Blind, that could be your person. Like, those things are a thing. Also, there was no dishonesty here. She didn't lie about anything. Like, the whole thing is just,
Also, I imagine like if I got that call to be on a reality show, like I know we would all be laughing about it. We'd be joking and being like, "Dude, I'm fucking going on that stupid show, Love is Blind. You're doing what? Did you see that Netflix show? What? Did you sit in a pod and like meet some chicks and bang. I don't know, dude. I'm going on it. What do you go? I don't know. I'm gonna go this chick right now. You know, like
All right,
I'm not that guy, but like
let's let the F-bombs just,
yeah, sorry. But like they're just like most of these people probably think it's silly, and like everybody who goes on these shows are like, well, I didn't think it was gonna work, and here I am 12 years later married with 2 kids, you know, like nobody believes it, and then it happens. So
You would go out the night before, and if you told 12 girls at the bar, I'm going on Love is Blind tomorrow,
this could be
you would have
last shot.
12 girls that would be like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's a competition. Like now they're
Yeah.
part of Love because like it's now a competition.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
no, I'm not letting this guy go on that show.
And
I'm gonna
conversely,
bag
if
him.
that dude that she was dating found like he was probably like laying it on like, no, I'm gonna make her not go.
yeah.
You know, I'll be the one that she was gonna go on a reality dating show, but I
Yeah.
stopped her.
The other two things I thought that were hilarious about them is one, when they were in Honduras, they kept saying they were talking, but not talking about anything. And they kept saying, well, no, but we're like so comfortable around each other. Yeah, because we're so comfortable around each other. Yeah, and I'm like totally comfortable with you. I'm like, you two are the least comfortable people in all of Central America.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
would not have gone the same way with her. And this was so not normal. He just wanted out from the get, but he
Yeah.
just thought I could bang her. And then he realized I haven't banged her yet. And now I know I don't want to be. I think that like Dave's not a total idiot. Like I think he's thinking in his head, like, it's been this long that I haven't got laid. If I don't have sex with this girl and I get to the altar and tell her to no go, like I'm not the bad guy. Like, at least I didn't have sex with her. Like I think he's trying to literally figure out how to get out of this, but still be like an eligible bachelor that
Yeah.
isn't just getting like, you're that guy that was the biggest asshole. He went on here to like not be the asshole. So I
Yeah.
think he's more aware of that than like many of these guys are. The other guys are just naturally not assholes,
Yeah.
you know, but
he is the asshole.
right.
Like, so
his whole
he-
story
his-
is that I used to be, I don't want to be that guy. I'm on the road to recovery of assholism. That was his whole spiel.
Yeah.
Before I get
think
on
his
that road fully, I'm
spiel-
going to tell you I don't like your braids. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I can't take the Minnesota just kidding.
No, I know. And
They're too nice to insult someone.
we have one comment from
Dave's
Alexis.
apartment is that of a serial killer.
Where's the drawers?
He's a minimalist, you guys.
You took out the drawers
And
like,
why?
Wait, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, and that black thing, there were no drawers. You have no cutlery. You have no glasses. You have
nothing.
no plates.
How long have you lived here? A year?
I think it might have even been longer than a year.
Listen, if I lived on my own, I would Postmates every day. Like I would eat out every. Like I don't like
But
cooking
you wouldn't
and whatever.
have a plate?
No, I would. That's the thing. Like, so I'm saying that like I give a lot of leeway to this, and even I was like, "What is this? Like, are you literally just bringing people here to Dexter them? Is that
Yes.
the only thing that this what's Whitney call his place on Southern Charm? Smash Pad, but he calls it something like so
The stabbing
vulgar. That's a
cabin?
Stabbing
Stabbing
cabin.
cabin, yeah.
Stabbing
That
cabin. So foul.
Ooh, that place put a chill up my spine.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have a good comment.
So Alexis33 said, the guys who make that type of remarks you mentioned that immediately make the girl feel less secure are the epitome of what an insecure little boy is. They also like to stare at other girls in front of you. For instance, you're at a restaurant and he's staring at another girl. You lean over, smile, and say, if you continue to behave like a rude little bitch and stare, I will go over to her, point to you, and tell her you're available, making certain a few other patrons here. Like that's our one comment on that deal with Dave, and I thought she
She's not wrong.
nailed it.
Yeah, no.
No.
Nailed it.
Honestly, it's so great you brought this up. You did a huge service. I hope this is seen by lots of girls and they are able to recognize what's happening. I have another name for guys like this. ... And she doesn't say what it is.
It's probably too bad. You could slide into our DMs. Can you
Yeah.
get DMs on the tube?
Yeah.
But she ended it with, I love your show. So fun and entertaining.
We love you.
That's
You're so fun
nice.
and entertaining, even though we
Yeah,
don't
you're
know
the
you.
only one watching our Love is Blind recaps.
Yeah, we
You watched The
appreciate it.
Bachelor? Got a banger.
Or any of Southern
one's
Charm
watching that.
and Summer House, because those
Yeah.
are real good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We just do this for the people.
yeah, you know, they're kisses, man. It was like a kiss that like you'd give your aunt,
Who's?
Dave and Lauren.
And he just moved out of the house. He's just been staying at his own place. He's left her at this place for a week. He's not been staying there. I just don't feel comfortable here.
He's so insecure when he's like, and this guy lives in this building. Who cares?
I've seen
This
him
girl-
swimming. I saw him swimming once.
I'm like, oh, did you drown? Did you make it out of the pool okay, Dave?
All of his words were so intentional. he would say them softly like they weren't, but they would just be like, well, my friends don't want to come over and be pressured. Like, I don't know if it was a word pressure, but it was something that was like an aggressive word that
I don't
was
even
like,
think Lauren knows how to pressure someone.
yeah, no, all she wanted to do was cook him some hot wings and buy him some beer and chit chat and look cute, like that's all. That's it.
I'll take him.
He also went on the
Dave.
show against all of the, wishes and requests of his
Yeah,
family. And so I
he
think
thinks
that's
that
part of him
they're-
trying to backpedal.
He's acting like they're concerned for him, like, oh, you don't like, but there's bad people on there, and oh, they can twist your words and whatever. No, bro, they're embarrassed of you. You're gonna go on national television and be you, and you have a family to think about that still have to live in mini happiness. I'm sorry, but like, I have to believe that that's why they didn't want him to go on this show, because Dave is a Dave. End of story. Dave ain't changing.
Wait,
Dave
how ironic that allegedly, his sister said, I don't want you going on because I don't think you're going to meet like a good substantive person. And by the way, Lauren does seem like a super
totally
nice,
is.
lovely
Any
person.
sister would love that girl for her brother.
Correct.
There's just nothing about her that
It's not
screams like
yeah.
problematic.
But he was the one.
Yeah.
Like the call is coming from inside the
Yeah.
house. He was the bad apple.
Yeah.
And,
That's just the way that
everyone
she
else
was
got a
able
good
to tell
person.
him that. Like, no, don't go on this show because people are horrible.
Well, he needs
You're-
to read
he's
between
a-
the lines.
he's a
and clean
people.
his ears out.
I'll be
You're the
anxious
people.
to meet his sister if she does come to anything.
Do you think we will ever meet her?
I mean, he seemed to,
I think
probably
he
not.
ghosts Lauren at the altar.
Maybe.
Remember the texts aren't going through? Oh, somebody's got something.
There's more.
No, but I have Love is Blind news that is kind of hilarious.
Oh, please.
Pew, pew, pew.
You guys, Tyler and Ashley are getting a divorce. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but this is a surprise to no one. You f***ing knew it. They didn't spend New Year's together. They ain't been seen together. She ain't been wearing a ring. Bitch, we knew. We motherfucking knew. Anyway, let's read her statement. Let's read her exclusive to people. After much reflection, I want to share that Tyler and I have been separated for several weeks. Yeah, we know. And have now made the difficult decision to end our marriage. Duh, bitch. Ashley tells people in a statement, while I had hoped for mutual understanding and transparency in our relationship, it has become clear that our paths are no longer aligned, making it impossible for me to continue in this marriage. This was not a decision I made lightly, but one I know is necessary for my own growth and peace. Yeah, bitch, I know he been sending you through the motherfucking ringer this past year. She adds, while this chapter is ending, I will always hold respect for the time and love we shared. I kindly ask for privacy, then don't give a public motherfucking statement. During this deeply personal time, as I focus on healing and building a new future with a mother that ain't got kids that he abandoned. Thank you for your understanding and support. What support? Okay, so I have one question for you, Ashley. Are you finally going to admit that we were right? Are you finally going to admit that the internet did in fact know more than you did? Ma'am, yeah? Are you? Did we? And before the breakup police hop into my comments like, oh my God, you're laughing at a woman's heartbreak, or you're laughing at a woman's pain. Yeah. Because she thought she was Billy Badass coming on the internet talking about, you think that I don't know, you're insulting my intelligence. She had her chest poked out. She was so loud, and she was so wrong, and she is so moated. Because we tried to tell you, you are the only person on this earth that believed that he conceived the children with vials of sperm that they saved in their freezer. Like, he was literally defying science, and you believed him. Anyways, told you so. Now, if she had done this, when the season was airing, I think we all would have had sympathy for her and rallied behind her. But I think it's too late for her to get any sympathy from anybody because we don't motherfucking care. Unless she comes on this internet and lays it on thick, and I mean thick as peanut butter, bitch. Like, I was lied to. I was manipulated. You guys were right. I should have listened to you guys. She ain't got a chance in hell at a motherfucking thing. I bet it sucks to be you right now.
She's my Barbara Walters.
Well, would you look at what we have here? Look who's back on Hinge. Divorce ain't even f***ing final yet. But are you surprised? Looking for his next motherfucking couch to sleep on. And before anybody hops in my comments like, oh my God, his season is over. Leave him alone. Did he pay his child support? Anyway, Liler himself is back on Hinge looking for love. Oh, look, that's the dog that he stole from the kids that the kids haven't seen. Oh, as a matter of fact, that's the daddy that the kids ain't seen. His profile was actually part of the stand out portion of Hinge. And ain't nothing stand out about this guy except for outside, which is most likely where he's sleeping right now. And believe it or not everybody has seen Love is Blind, so there is a chance that he can bamboozle some women with this profile. Look, it looked like he got money. He don't. This is probably from his fucking wedding with Ashley.
I was just thinking that I'm like the saddest wedding tux.
She's doing a service to America.
Okay, so anyhow, I don't want anyone to divorce. It's horrible. I'm sure now the kids are like, oh, where'd our new mommy go? If they ever even saw him. But so we're not happy about it. But she did try to make all of us feel like idiots.
No, but like when you're telling someone, hey, move, there's a bus coming. Hey, move, there's a bus coming. Can you move? There's a bus coming. And then they get hit. Yes, you feel bad, but you're also like,
Three
I
times?
told you there was a bus coming.
I don't even care that she didn't listen to us. I was just so offended by her saying, are you guys stupid? You think that the internet knows? Like, do you think, like, she said a bunch of things like that were very insulting to the viewers that were watching this entire thing. And it was just so unnecessary. Like, we all know women that stay in relationships with liars. Like, this is not a new concept. Or when she was like, you guys just don't know how it is. If it's not a situation you're seeing every day, then you don't know how it is. He had kids. That's it. Like, I'm a child of divorce. My dad has kids with 3 different women. Like, this is not a new concept. So that is, I think, why she is going to get so much laughter like this and everyone just making fun of her, because she just had no foresight to say, like, well,
it's hard to give someone grace when they were a little graceless.
Yeah.
When they were explaining, like, I know it all. And trust me, my man's telling me what's up. Like,
yeah.
he was.
All women should just say, I don't want to hear it. I'm doing my thing. And we'd be like, do your thing. Like, that's it. But she really got like wild out with like her defense and also then countersuit against the American people.
And another thing, no, sit down.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, I don't know you guys anything. Yeah, well, you do. We pay your salary. But Netflix is like $100 million a month now. It is so expensive. When I got Netflix, it was like $2.99 a month. That's how long I've had my same account. It's like 20 something now.
When you got Netflix, they were still sending you DVDs every couple of weeks.
I did start that way.
Yeah, me too.
That's how long I had it. I had my Hulu account
Losers.
since then too. It was $1.99 a month. I'm like, who wouldn't have this? Oh, you want $3.99 for no commercials? Okay, here you go. Now it's like $200 million.
Thank God we make $200 million a month.
Yeah,
Like and subscribe.
yeah. Ciao for now.
Ciao. I love you guys.